In this video, we're going to be talking about sales, in particular, your sales team, and have you asked them, are they doing what they ought to be doing? Hello there everyone, my name is Courtney, CEO of Be More Social. And I suppose you're asking yourself, why am I even qualified to be talking about sales? And it's because I employ a team of them. And I have expectations of them, and sometimes they're met, sometimes they're not. But I ask myself specifically these questions on a regular basis to make sure they do what they say they're doing. And the first thing really is a question that you ought to be asking yourself. Are they aligned with your business goals? And I don't mean you have to tell them your own personal goals, because as an entrepreneur, your personal goals are definitely in line with your business goals. But what I'm suggesting you do, you have to let people inside just a little bit and have them understand exactly what you expect for the business. They feel part of it, they feel involved. So please make sure that you communicate, I suppose, as best you can where you expect to see your business in the next 6, 12 months and 3 years. My next point is have a listen of how they're speaking to the prospects. Do they understand or identify with the business's pain points? I don't mean yours, I mean with the prospects. We pre-position every call and we ask our prospect what they hope to get out of their call. If the prospect don't understand that question, we outrightly saying, what are the 3 things that you want to improve with your social media broadcast? And they tell us their pain points. So then thereafter, our sales pitch is finely tuned into responding to their pain points. Therefore, it makes the sale a hell of a lot easier. I suppose my next point, and by no means is any of this in order, but I ask you, is everything that you do measured? We ask our sales team to mark down every call, and we keep a spreadsheet, how many calls they make in a day, how many decision makers they speak to, how many sales they receive, how many people do we lose and drop off the system. Everything is measured so that what we can do is we can apply a little bit of what we call sales science to all of this stuff. If we speak to 50 people, we get through to 20 decision makers. If we get through to 20 decision makers, we have 10 sales. There is a process so that all we need to do and understand is that if we have another salesperson on and they follow the same process, it adds up to this much money. Is it worthwhile? Yes, no. What can we do to amplify our efforts? Look, you can see why that's important. As a business owner, all of these things that we measure, that we cross off and tick off, cross the T's and dot the I's, it makes it a lot easier for us to make buying decisions in terms of employing staff, buying new kit, decision making when it comes to making forward plans for the next 2, 3, 4 and 5 years. It makes everything so much more simpler. This one's kind of obvious, but it's not so. I feel sorry for the guys when they're literally head down and arse up. But literally, are they selling to the right person? You know, you could be knocking on the door of so many people and they not be the right people, okay? We found that out to be true very, very early on when we were just literally ringing people, numbers to speak to, and they were literally new starts, one-man bands working from their home or their bedroom. It's not to say that these people aren't proper and in business, but what you have to be sure is that you're speaking to the right people. Otherwise, you're just going to be chasing your tail and you're going to become very, very busy fools. The way in which we overcome this is by hosting webinars ourselves with certain criteria for people to join. And as well, a pre-positioning call, first of all, always helps the entire process. Another point is, do they conduct reviews of themselves? You know, do they review the calls? Do they have a process where they critique each other? Are they looking out for each other as well and getting each other's back without getting ego involved and, opinions getting in the way? You have to have a sales team that works pretty seamlessly together. Now, I get that a sales team is often a very combative and competitive environment, but they have to understand that they have to review each other's calls, review each other's process to continually improve. So what kind of measures are you putting in play so that they're reviewing each other's work? I think my favorite of all is role play, okay? Everybody that picks the phone up for just one day will have every single obstacle thrown at them, every single objection thrown at them. You only have to make 50 or more and you're going to have heard it all. So what role play is going into play that allows people to iron out any objections that they get along the way. We have a weekly process where our guys on a Wednesday morning undergo a degree of role play so that any new objection they get thrust with, they're able to handle it seamlessly and professionally, as though they've almost been there, done it, and seen it all before. Nothing can faze our guys. The engine is on, and if you're in our way, we're going right through you. Next in my list is, do your sales team ask the right questions at the right times? You know, one of our major questions that we ask is, what are the 3 things that you're struggling with right at this moment in time? And that way, the prospect gives you all the answers that you need to answer. All you have to do is give them what they're asking for and make sure that you convince them that you know how to overcome these things. One of the questions we ask as well is about the feeling behind solving these issues. So what would it mean to your business if we could fix these 3 issues and have them respond in some way? Be sure to ask the right questions in the right places, and that way you make the process seamless and smooth. I think my final point is probably the most annoying point of all for my sales team, and you've got to be bold enough to ask them. In our business, we have something that's called the line of life. It's something my business coach told me about, and he says, look, ask your team whether they're either living above the line or below the line. This is either in awe or in bed. And the kind of story goes, or the rhetoric goes, is if you're going to come to me with not hitting your targets and blame, make excuses, or deny even the fact that it's your issue and your fault that you've not hit target this week, then I don't really want to speak to you. What I do want you to do is take ownership, be accountable for not hitting target, and take full responsibility for making sure that next time you come with some answers for solutions to making sure that you hit target next time round. So I kind of put it to you, to be honest with you. Are you brave enough? Do you care enough about your business to be just that way out with your sales team? I do. And at first it wasn't very popular, but now the eyes roll. The minute I say, look, there's this invisible line here at Be More Social, we ask you this, and they go, oh, here we go, right, okay. And nobody comes to any meeting with any excuse. They do genuinely take ownership and try and find and come to the meeting or the next appointment with me with solutions. This week, Rick, we didn't quite do it. However, next week, what we're going to try is this. Imagine having a sales team like that working for you. Look, I hope that's been of service. It is a bit of an insight into how we work here at Be More Social. Yes, I myself am not a sales expert, but I care very much about this business and the results that we get. And this has been a part of my learning, understanding these basics, these questions that I ask my team on a regular basis. If that has been of service, please let me know, and don't forget to give me a like on this video and subscribe for more information like this.